I suppose again, I'm thinking you probably mean just keep drawing to the back and just keep drawing out the whole piece. You draw one half, then you flatten. This is interesting. Draw your clothing. Should I try again? I might just go try again. I might just go try the whole thing again. Because that is how we learn. You double click to do this, and then you do that. And then, of course, we still have that, which we no longer need. We're going to have an even better one in a minute. Line avatar. Well, I'm fine with that. I'm going to go do this again. I'm just going to go draw out the whole t-shirt. So, shift here doesn't do much. Oh, it's because I'm not clicking shift. Duh! It was control. Sorry. Shift. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah. Excellent. Oop. Kind of to here. And up to maybe here. And we close the line. Seriously, that easy? Nope. I like it. So, now I flatten, I'm thinking. Select area and, oh, actually, it's taken the whole arm. there's no exit for the arm. Let me just go and correct that then. I didn't mean to that. Didn't mean for that to happen. So we need to have an armhole. Including, actually, we can just go and include the sleeves in this thing as well. Yeah, it doesn't know where to cut the sleeve holes. That makes perfect sense. So I can either cut around here and deal with the sleeves later, or I can see what happens if I just add the sleeves right in here and just go basically make a circle around here. Oh, both things sound frighteningly interesting. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. Let's go try this again. Maybe I need a few more points for Mavelous Designer to understand what I'd like to do here. It's a little bit difficult. I totally agree, buddy. It's tricky. He doesn't like the arms. Not that much. See what happens now. Oh, it likes it. It likes it. It's still probably difficult for him because he doesn't... Yeah, I don't know. Press enter and we'll see what happens. I mean, it'll be difficult for him because he doesn't really know where to sew in here, I would imagine. Is he thinking about it? Well, without the side seam. Gotcha. So I'll just add... No, that's kind of easy for me to do then. Oh, I think it's trying something and he has a problem. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. It didn't quite work. That's cool. No worries, buddy. You didn't know where to put the seam. That makes perfect sense. So I have a choice. I could just go and essentially draw a line from here and connect it with this, right? That would be one option to do that. Because then we have a side seam and we have a shoulder, kind of fitted shoulder in there. Shall I try that? We'll try that side seam. It's a really curious, interesting thing. So from here, right? Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So I think on second thought, I think I'd like to. I'm gonna not use the sleeve here. I think I'm gonna go and just take this away here. That whole thing, and I'll just deal with the side piece. So I'm gonna cut a hole here, and then I'll add a side seam in that. I think I might do that. I might not complicate things with the sleeve just yet. I might just do this. Give her a little bit of movement room under the arm. Oh, there was a trick, wasn't there? You just have to press backspace to get rid of the last point you've made. So if this was now a strenuous point, I'll just go backspace. Yeah, there we go. Backspace does that. Good stuff. And all these can be curve points later, I suppose. I can turn them into curve points. Yeah, why? Of course I can. That. And then we need a side seam, say, from here to here. There. Ready? Oh, I also need one at the top here, I would imagine, right? That's what we do in real life. So actually it could flatten it out, I suppose. It just, I'm thinking it's probably easier if we just add another seam here. Shoulder line, yeah. That is just such a cool way of working. I've seen people in ZBrush many years ago literally do something very similar. So they bring in their OBJ, their figure, and they then essentially mask off pieces that will become the item of clothing. So they mask that off, then they invert the selection so that essentially everything's masked except for what will be the item of clothing, and then they just go and kind of extract that geometry, make it slightly larger, and so then they have that part in 3D that's essentially matching the vertices and matching the faces of that original figure, just slightly offset with the avatar, and then you get working. And I was thinking that is just such a cool way. You literally just paint clothing, but of course that's not pattern based. So I'm almost thinking this is even cooler than that. Select all areas to be flat, and you see this message makes more sense now because it's this one and that one, and then press enter. So that should get me 2 pieces of fabric. Let's see. Almost a geoshell. Yes, exactly. And you know what these pieces now remind me of? This is when you look at really fitted clothing and you think, man, how do they know where all these subtle curves go left, right, and center? So these things, they are made, I guess, because Mavelous Designer was following the curves of the avatar. And here, it just basically tried its best. And I can now go ahead and just curve this out to my heart's desire. That's just too cool, isn't it? That is just too cool. Let me go and arrange this so that we know what's what here. That's the front. I would have never guessed that. Is that the front? And this is the back? I mean, it must be. It just doesn't look, to me it doesn't really look like that. It's because there's so much fullness here from the chest part to that other bit. This whole bulge here. But you need that much material, otherwise it's if you make it straight, it just doesn't fit properly. It's just so cool, isn't it? Oh, this is so cool. Sculpting clothes in MD. The sideline into, yes, it goes a little bit further into the back here, doesn't it? Yeah, so that sideline that probably should come forward a bit. let's see how we can, what we can do here. So this being the, whoops, that here, I'll source that out to here. This is kind of the front. And did you say it's sewn already as well? I can just have a look with sewing tools. No, it's not sewn. That's cool. We shall do that in a moment. So then, if I wanted to copy that, I just go and I just go copy, perhaps mirror paste. No, actually, I would probably sew this together first. Is that what I do? Just so I can see. No, it is sewn. Look at that, it's sewn. Yeah, there's definitely sewing lines here. So I can just go copy and then... it is totally sewn. Yeah, I didn't see that earlier. No, it is absolutely sewn. Now I can see that, especially if I go and move the pieces slightly. Maybe both pieces, actually. Man. Yeah, it's all sewn. Just like the maker had intended. So I can just go and say symmetric pattern with sewing, I would imagine. No! Some patterns cannot be symmetrized. Symmetrization can only be tried to mirrored patterns. Well, mirror it then. It's cool. I can do it manually. I don't mind. So symmetrical patterns, I suppose, is a funky thing here. Symmetric pattern. Like that. Symmetric pattern. I might just go and sew this manually. I'm okay with that. Noah, thank you so much for following. I appreciate that. Yeah, sometimes things are a bit weird. But it's just a few lines, so I don't think it's going to be that big an issue. We go from here to here, and that's nice. That's sewn. Now let's go and sew these two pieces together here. And then a little bit of the front. Really? That would be too cool. Let's go simulate. It's fitted. Look at that. So this is a fascinating process. So we've literally just drawn a few lines on our avatar, and knowing which lines to draw, we then go and turn all that into 2D pieces of fabric, and we make an extremely fitted top. All we need is a few sleeves. The sleeves we can also draw now, can't we? We should try that. Madness Middles. She looks like your ex-girlfriend. Excellent. Glad we could help. Yes, and I totally agree, Christina. This line here, a little bit like this line, they could all just be shifted forward a little bit. They're too far back a bit. So with sleeves then, would I would just do the same thing. I would just draw a line from here to here. Then I would go kind of draw this, right? It's just So on the if I had this as a like a 2D pattern, the shoulder line is fine. It's just this one here, right? That needs to be, yeah. So on the if I draw a shoulder pattern, then I'd go from here all the way around. In fact, all the way around. Just kind of make a hole, make a seam line at the bottom, and just do that. That's yeah. Okay, great. Let's do that. Let's do it. I'm hyped. I'm gonna save this actually before anything untoward happens. We had pleats test. We have the what do we call this? The avatar line close. I like it. I think it just ended up in that folder there somewhere. I meant to put it into its own folder. Save as. See, that's what I meant to do. Let's go and avatar line clothing. So yeah, let's go and make our own new folder for that. Avatar line clothing, just so that I can remember what that is. And I'll call this one ATC1. There we go, that's the spirit. Line under the arm, exactly. And you have to work on that later. Right, gotcha. Right, let's try it. Wrong tool. No, correct tool. No, wrong tool. There, line avatar. I'm going to follow these points here. It looks like your ex-girlfriend. That's very cool. Oops. No, don't do that. Sometimes it doesn't like... Sometimes it does this as like a curve to the wrong side. So I'll do this. Okay, 1. And now we'll do essentially the same thing around here. If I was clever, I would just go and match the points here. But I don't think it's absolutely essential. I don't think I have to do that. I might just not. I might just go and wing my way through it here. Yeah, kind of. So at this point, I suppose it should really go down a little bit. Well, that's another interesting fact. I think we can do that with this little tool here. We just go grab that point. Just that point. And we just go move that down. Ha ha! Oh man, Christina. That's just too cool. So now we have the sleeve, but we don't have a line, so Mavelous Designer needs a line, of course. And we just go and connect this with that. Right? Buzzer. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I missed the buzzer. What's happened? I don't need the line at the shoulder. Oh, okay. Oh, it'll work that out. Oh, okay. I'm thinking too human again, am I? Right. So it'll essentially acknowledge this line here as that. So I don't need this line because it'll just use this line instead, and it'll just work that out. That's actually extremely cool. That is perfect. So let me just go give that one line at the bottom here then. From here to kind of here. It doesn't like that. Doesn't need an extra point in here. It totally doesn't like that. Would I see it though, Steve? Would I see it? There are ways to integrate that. So I could literally have, they call them like smart lights and stuff. They're just very simple things, a bit like the ones that I have in the background. I could have one right in the front here, and I can connect that. This like the things that you use for home automation. You connect that to the internet, then you use some kind of mechanism, like if someone cheers 1 bit, that light could go off. That would be, you know, something that Christina and I could have. So Christina cheers 1 bit, and then via the IFT website, you can connect that to this light, and it'll literally just come up and blink. That would be kind of cool. Well, Christina, I don't know how we're going to make that happen. Make a point in between. Yes, I think I'll do that. Like maybe, let's see. I'd go. Let's try this from here to there. That should do the trick. One day, Christina. One day we'll make it work. Well, let's see what Nocturnal Spirits have to say. Traditional jazz. Great. I love it already. This is perfect. Well, shall we flatten this? Let's flatten stuff. And hit enter. And hit... Oh, there we go. Failed to flatten some patterns. Dun dun. It has tried and it has not crashed. I appreciate that. What did we do wrong? I'm happy to do it again. It was literally one line around the arm and one in the middle. It was super not difficult. I'm super happy to try it again. Oh, come on. Let me just do it again. I really don't mind. It's such complicated stuff. I can see why Mavelous Designer says, "Hey, look, you know, I ain't comfortable with that no more, y'all." Yeah, let's go get rid of that. Oh, I think there's a point missing here. Don't think I wanted to get rid of that point. I think we'll be alright. I don't know. I may have just, if I inadvertently, yeah, okay, that's what I did. I meant to just delete this point here. There. Alright, so I'll leave all that here. I'll bring my avatar knife out again. And I'll just draw where I'm thinking I'd like the sleeve to end. So kind of here. Shift doesn't help me here, sadly. That is fairly round. And now... I may just need an extra point in here, I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking. Just so that I can then connect these two. At least for them to be on the... kind of on a similar side here. Let me see if I can work out how to do that. That's in here with edit. And I'll just go and right click here and say add a point. Ah, yes. That's easy. Line avatar from here to here. Now we didn't need that point in the middle either, which is great. Let's see if that works. Flatten. It's like half a pixel to the left, half a pixel to the right. We're good. Let's press enter. I can imagine sleeves might be difficult. Yeah, it doesn't like that. It doesn't like it. Poor Mavelous Designer can't handle it. That's cool. Well, since I know how to do sleeves manually, I can always do that. I wonder what its issue is then. I can always put another seam line in at the top just to see if it can do that. At the top. The great minds think alike, you know. Let's try that. Yeah, I'll just connect this with that. Come on. And now we have two pieces. We have one here and then one here. That might be easier for the designer. MD says no. Aha, there we go. That works. And that's then the arm piece here. Shoulder piece. And it also has sewing lines, I believe. At least to each other. Actually, let's go and let's find out. We do that. That's both pieces. Certainly to one another. It doesn't have sewing lines to the piece here, to the kind of top. But, I mean, you know, I don't mind. We can make that happen now. He says, may have to do this with the... with the free M-to-N sewing tool, perhaps? Ah, because I didn't flatten it all together. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. So next time when I'm prepared to just draw everything on one half of the body, it should work. That's cool. I might just go make my sewing lines manually here. It's actually only just a regular sewing line tool, isn't it? No, it's not. We have various pieces here with more points here than there, so I'll have to be creative with this tool here. The M-to-N should work. And probably that. Well, almost. Almost. He didn't get one correct, but that's okay. And there's also some spuriousness. Oh no, that's actually for that shoulder part. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We're trying. We're trying. M-to-N sewing. This, and that. Did you get the one in the middle there? Ah, let's try this again. So this one. This, dude, I said this one here, man. This one, and that. Okay, let's do that here. This one, and that one. Going on this one, and that one. Seriously? Yeah, that makes sense. Is it? This one, and then that one. Nothing can possibly go wrong. Oh, looks like... Oh, it looks like... Yeah, it looks like something is not quite right. But probably only one piece. And only at the back, so... It might just be, rather than trying to figure this out, I might just go and draw the whole thing again, including the arms. Now that I know what to look for, that might just be easier for me. I think it's, you know, while fascinating to figure out sewing for half an hour, it probably is just easier if I just go draw a few more lines on the avatar. Because that's, you know, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that instead, because, you know, that was actually not so bad at all, I'm thinking. The lines, oh yeah, what do I do with the lines, Christina? Do I remove them? These ones here. Oh, just flatten everything all together. Okay. Oh yeah. So just essentially get rid of this, all of it, and then select everything, and then, yeah, that's a much better idea. Let's do that. Boom. Yeah, I see. Just use the flatten tool, and then say this is one, this is another. Oh, thank you. That's really cool. So now I go enter, and that'll make me new pieces, hopefully all sewn together. Nice. Come on. That was what I did first. I think this was the fairly recent one because I already had the sleeve here, and I can only see one line, so I think it's one of the most recent ones. But I was thinking, while we're working at it, shall we give this line a trim here? Just move the whole line forward. See how see how that works with, that means I'd have to use this line, all these points essentially, they just all need to move forward a bit, don't they? Let me see if I can work out how to do that. Line edit. I don't know if I can just move a whole line. See if it does that. No, just points. Oh, wow, that is actually really cool. Well, that can stay. This will add another point in here. This needs to just move in a little bit, like so. I'm hoping. Whoops, no, that wasn't good. It doesn't like the. Maybe the bottom point is actually okay. And this here, I think, just so that this doesn't turn into awkwardness, I might just go and add a curve point. And move that here. Ha! Can I convert these into curve points while I'm here as well? No, just delete it. I can always turn that into a curve point when they're on the 2D pattern, I believe. It's okay already, isn't it? Because I don't want to move this because that screws up that line here. I think that's all. Maybe we'll just go test that. Let's go save it. Then we'll flatten out all pieces together, and Bob's your uncle, Betty is your aunt. Do I need to worry about this point? Shall I move that forward a little bit? I'm thinking maybe we should just move that forward. Maybe even delete one point. I don't know. And it's just the symmetrist in me says that. I might just do that while I'm here. Let's go and see what happens if I move this kind of to the top of the shoulder. And then maybe just delete this point here. I don't think I need that anymore. Right. Less points, less work for the Mavelous designer. Merge the two sleeves. Did you know that's another technique I've learned? Merging two patterns. I didn't know that existed. Had I known that, Christina, on my inflatable boat, I could have easily avoided the butt crack at the front and the back. I didn't know I could do that. It's total news to me. Two patterns, select both lines, you can just go merge. Unbelievable. That's a great tip, actually. So cool. Let's see if my friend can do it all now. Sometimes tricky to select these things, so one pixel to the left, one pixel to the right makes a difference. All right. Okay. I'll press enter now and we'll see what happens. Don't you crash. Come on. Stay with us. There we go. I see lines. Oh, there we go. He's done it this time. And being curious, can we see sewing lines? It's all sewn. That is cool, Christina. So now then, can I duplicate this with symmetric pattern with sewing? Can I do that? That should work, right? I don't know if it will, but technically I should be able to do that. I'll just move these things out a bit, so it should work. Let's see if it does. Just also so from my understanding, I'll just move this over here. That's the back piece, isn't it? So with the sleeve, and then we have that. Let me try. It should work. Come on. Ah! Some patterns cannot be symmetrized. Symmetrization can only be applied to mirrored patterns. Yeah, well, one of those things. Absolutely. Come on, bring it on. I'll try one by one. Okay, that's a good idea. So let's do this one first. Symmetric pattern with sewing. Yes. Goes here. Then I might use the back piece. This sounds a little bit like Indiana Jones, doesn't it? And then we'll do the sleeves here. See if that works as one part. Nope. It's cool, we'll do it one by one. Thank you for sharing your progress, Rod. That is actually very nice. This makes me even more feel like we're working in the same office. It's just, you know, a couple of desks over there. Let me just go sort that sewing out, and then I'll go and take a look at it. Now, should I be able to make use of superimposing tools? Almost feel like I should superimpose over. Does that work? No. Oh my goodness, that was a bad idea. I'll move it into position manually. That's fine. No problem. This goes in a bit. This also goes in a bit like so. So that should be that. All we need now is the front and the back to be sewn together. And this is one piece. It is, isn't it? From here to there. Yes, I like it. And then the back. That's also one piece. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. These, I'm gonna go and just put those down a bit to make it... to make those guys fit on the arm a little bit better. Duh. What I should have done is just move them over rather than down. There. That should hopefully sort itself out somehow. We'll see. That also needs to go a little bit further to the body, I'm thinking. There, give Mavelous Designer all the help he needs. Okay. Are we ready for this? Just like that, we have an extremely well-fitted, well, you could call this a sloper almost. It's extremely fitted. Extremely well-fitted. I'm so impressed by this. There's me fiddling with lines on the thing, and it creates seriously scary looking patterns in the 2D window. I have to say, just like that. That's another ace up Mavelous Designer sleeve. That is just... And the thinking behind it is completely not like 3D. I think if you come from hard surface modeling, this is not how you would approach creating geometry at all, I don't think.